finally stopped outside the narrow lane, leaving little mirrors on the street to hold the neon rain. The clock above the counter whispered 2:15. The city seemed to disappear into a darker blue. Only 3 guests remained inside the quiet room: a traveler, an old musician, and a man lost in his thoughts. The owner reached the record shelf with careful, practiced hands, like opening a hidden door to another time again. He chose a worn-out vinyl with edges soft from years, a record full of midnight songs and unforgotten tears. The last record of the night began to slowly spin, and every soul inside the room felt something stirring deep within. The last record of the night filled the air with gentle light, a melody too beautiful to belong only to the night. The piano spoke in whispers, the bass walked soft and low. A lonely saxophone appeared, like distant falling snow. No one moved or spoke a word, no one checked the time, as if the room had drifted far beyond the city's line. The traveler closed his weary eyes and smiled for just a while, perhaps remembering someone he hadn't seen in years. The old musician listened with folded, weathered hands, nodding gently to each note, like greeting an old friend. The man beside the doorway stared into his cup, watching memories rise slowly, like smoke into the dark. The last record of the night turned beneath the amber glow, carrying forgotten stories to places only dreamers know. The last record of the night made the room feel warm and bright, even though tomorrow waited somewhere beyond the light. Outside, the streets were empty. The final train had gone. The city slept beneath the clouds, while the melody lived on. A yellow lamp above the bar painted circles on the floor, and shadows danced with every chord across the wooden door. The owner stood in silence, knowing every phrase, because this same old record had accompanied his days. Maybe music isn't sound alone, maybe it's where memories stay, a photograph without a frame that never fades away. Maybe every record holds 1,000 lives inside, waiting for a quiet night. reached its final turning groove, and no one in the room wanted to be the first to move. The last record of the night ended with a sigh, a beautiful reminder that all good things pass by. The last record of the night still echoes somewhere deep inside, long after the cafe closes and the city greets the light. The last record of the night may be over now and gone, but in the hearts it touched, the music carries on. The evening train arrived with a tired metal sigh. People disappeared like whispers beneath the Tokyo sky. A newspaper left behind rested on a wooden chair. The headline spoke of yesterday, but nobody seemed to care. The cafe lights were glowing through the cold November rain. The same old song was playing from a record worn with age. Outside the city hurried, inside the clock stood still. Some nights are not for answers, only for the time they fill. When the streetlights fade and the midnight settles down, the city loses all its noise without a single sound. When the streetlights fade and the shadows start to roam, a lonely jazz cafe becomes the closest thing to home. An old man near the counter slowly stirred his coffee cup, as if he had 1,000 stories he never gave away. Two lovers by the window spoke quietly and low, the kind of conversation only old hearts seem to know. The owner changed the record with familiar, careful hands, like a ritual protecting something few could understand. Outside, the rain kept falling down the narrow Ginza lane, drawing silver lines of memory across the sleeping panes. When the streetlights fade and the midnight settles down, the city loses all its noise without a single sound. When the streetlights fade and the shadows start to roam, a lonely jazz cafe becomes the closest thing to home. The last train crossed the distance, its lights becoming stars, then disappearing slowly behind the city dark. A cigarette was glowing beneath a yellow lamp, like a tiny fading lighthouse for the lost and wandering hearts. Every chair remembered, every face that came and went, every laugh and silent tear, every hour spent, every song upon the vinyl, every cup of coffee poured, built a little universe behind this wooden door. Maybe life is just a record, turning slowly through the years, collecting little melodies and storing hidden tears. Maybe we keep searching through the nights we wander through, for a place where nothing's needed except a song or two. When the streetlights fade and tomorrow waits unseen, the piano keeps a promise to every dreamer in between. When the streetlights fade and the morning starts to rise, the city wakes without knowing what was hidden in the night. When the streetlights fade and the final song is through, the door may softly close tonight, but the music stays with you. When the streetlights fade and another day is born, the memories remain long after we are gone. The last guest left an hour ago. The bell above the door rang softly one final time, then settled into silence. The chairs were neatly resting upon the wooden floor. The cups were washed and waiting for another day once more. Outside, the city slumbered beneath a fading sky. The neon sign surrendered and the moon was drifting by. Only one thing remained awake inside that quiet room, an old upright piano beneath the amber gloom. The piano stayed until dawn, long after everyone was gone, playing songs for empty chairs and memories moving on. The piano stayed until dawn, keeping watch through the dark alone, like an old friend who understands the hearts without a home. The owner stood beside it with tired but gentle eyes, listening to familiar notes like distant lullabies. His hands moved slowly over keys he'd touched for many years. Each melody carried laughter and hidden little tears. A couple from a summer past appeared within a chord. A traveler with a worn-out coat walked through another score. A woman who came every Friday to sit beside the rain turned inside the music and smiled once more again. The piano stayed until dawn, long after everyone was gone, playing songs for empty chairs and memories moving on. The piano stayed until dawn, keeping watch through the dark alone, like an old friend who understands the hearts without a home. The first delivery truck across the sleeping street, the city slowly stretched itself, preparing to repeat. A newspaper arrived quietly at the corner of the lane, while inside the little cafe, the music still remained. The vinyl records rested, their stories finally complete. Yet the piano kept on talking through a soft and steady beat. No applause was waiting, no audience remained. Yet somehow every note it played felt meaningful the same. Maybe music doesn't need a crowded room to live. Maybe its greatest purpose is simply what it gives. A place for weary memories, a light for those who roam, a melody that waits for us until we find our way home. The darkness slowly loosened its hold upon the sky. A ribbon of pale morning blue appeared and drifted by. The owner played one final phrase, then gently closed the lid, like placing a cherished letter where precious things are hid. The piano stayed until dawn and watched the night grow small, guarding every secret held within those walls. The piano stayed until dawn while yesterday slipped away, turning lonely hours into something warm and safe. Its final note still lingered long after it was gone. The sky was turning lighter just beyond the station tracks. A pale blue morning gathered where the night could not come back. The city had not woken yet, the streets were almost still. Only distant footsteps wandered down the sleeping hill. A little bell above the door rang softly in the air as someone stepped inside the cafe, looking tired from somewhere. A worn-out coat, a small suitcase, a map with folded seams, the kind of face that carries roads and unfinished dreams. Coffee for the lonely traveler before the morning train. A little warmth against the cold, a shelter from the rain. Coffee for the lonely traveler while the dawn begins to rise. Some journeys start with footsteps, others start behind the eyes. The owner gave a gentle nod and poured a fresh black cup. No questions asked, no stories told, just kindness filling up. The traveler held the coffee between weathered, steady hands, as if the simple warmth alone could help him understand. The piano from the previous night still lingered in the room, like a fading conversation or a slowly fading moon. A record softly turned again, its melody so low, the kind of song that follows you wherever you may go. Coffee for the lonely traveler before the morning train. A little warmth against the cold, a shelter from the rain. Coffee for the lonely traveler while the dawn begins to rise. Some journeys start with footsteps, others start behind the eyes. Outside the station, lights remained against the growing day. The first commuters gathered while the shadows slipped away. A woman carrying flowers walked quietly past. A bicycle crossed the intersection, and the silence did not last. The traveler took a photograph from somewhere deep inside, a faded picture worn by years he never threw aside. He smiled at it for just a while, then carefully put it back, like placing yesterday once more inside an old backpack. The owner understood somehow and never asked him why. Some stories live forever without needing to be told. Maybe every traveler carries a place they cannot leave, a city, a face, a season hidden underneath. Maybe every road ahead is shaped by roads before, and every cup of coffee opens one more door. The morning slowly brightened through the cafe window glass. The golden light arrived at last and painted every past. The traveler finished quietly and stood beside the door, then bowed his head politely before returning to the road. Coffee for the lonely traveler as another day begins. The train will take him somewhere beyond the city wind. Coffee for the lonely traveler, while the station calls his name. The destination may be different, but the feeling stays the same. Coffee for the lonely traveler, and all the hearts that roam, searching through the world outside for something close to home. Coffee for the lonely traveler, beneath the waking sky, a small cafe, a warm goodbye, and one more reason to try. The rain had left the city just before the clock struck 12, leaving silver traces on the streets beside themselves. The neon signs were fading one by one into the dark, like distant ships disappearing beyond a harbor's mark. Inside the little jazz cafe, the lamps were burning low. The room seemed wrapped in amber and a softer kind of glow. The owner changed the record, then quietly stepped away, as if he understood some nights ask nothing more to say. Spoke after midnight, yet somehow everything was heard. The silence carried memories far beyond a single word. No one spoke after midnight while the vinyl slowly turned. Some lessons take a lifetime, and some are never learned. Sat by the window with a newspaper unopened, staring at reflections where the city lights were broken. A woman near the counter held her coffee with both hands, watching little circles form like unfinished plans. Traveler in the corner rested beside his case, looking neither lost nor found, just somewhere in between places. The piano drifted softly through a melody of blue, a song without a destination, yet somehow always true. After midnight, yet somehow everything was heard. The silence carried memories far beyond a single word. No one spoke after midnight while the vinyl slowly turned. Some lessons take a lifetime, and some are never learned. The clock above the doorway moved with patient, steady grace, marking every quiet second inside that timeless place. Outside, a distant siren crossed somewhere far away, then disappeared completely, like the ending of a day. The owner polished glasses beneath the yellow light, the ritual of closing that accompanies the night. No one wished to leave first, though no one knew quite why. Perhaps some moments feel too fragile to simply say goodbye. The room became a photograph, too delicate to keep, yet beautiful enough to linger in our sleep. Maybe words are not the answer to every ache we hide. Maybe silence is a language that stays close by our side. Maybe hearts grow tired from explaining how they feel, and find comfort in a melody that asks for nothing real. The saxophone arrived gently, like smoke above the bar, floating through the darkness from somewhere very far. The notes hung in the air like lanterns made of light, guiding lonely dreamers through the quiet of the night. No one spoke after midnight while the city dreamed alone, yet strangers shared a feeling that somehow felt like home. No one spoke after midnight as the final hours passed, holding on to fleeting moments we all wished could last. No one spoke after midnight until the first signs of dawn. Then one by one the shadows left and quietly moved on. The rain had left the city just before the clock struck 12, leaving silver traces on the streets beside themselves. The rain had left the city just before the clock struck 12, leaving silver traces on the streets beside themselves. The neon signs were fading one by one into the dark, like distant ships disappearing beyond a harbor's mark. Inside the little jazz cafe, the lamps were burning low. The room seemed wrapped in amber. The morning came so quietly, you almost couldn't tell. When darkness left the city and the night released its spell, the station down the road began to hum again, with footsteps, distant voices, and the promise of a train. The rain had washed the pavement, the clouds had drifted west, and sunlight touched the rooftops where the sparrows came to rest. Inside the little jazz cafe, the records stood asleep. The chairs returned to waiting, and the silence settled deep. Yet one small light remained, glowing softly near the wall, a yellow lamp that watched it all through every rise and fall. Beneath the yellow lamp, where 1,000 evenings stayed, the laughter and the lonely hearts never truly fade. Beneath the yellow lamp, where the final songs were played, the night became a memory that time could never take. The owner stood beside the door with coffee in his hand, watching morning paint the streets across the quiet land. He thought about the travelers who came and went each year, the faces and the stories that still lingered somewhere near. A businessman who always came on rainy Tuesday nights, a woman reading novels beneath the amber light, a young couple by the window sharing silence more than words, an old musician smiling whenever jazz was heard. Beneath the yellow lamp, where 1,000 evenings stayed, the laughter and the lonely hearts never truly fade. Beneath the yellow lamp, where the final songs were played, the night became a memory that time could never take. The records on the shelf held decades in their grooves, tiny worlds of joy and sorrow spinning when they moved. The piano near the corner rested after dawn, yet somehow every note remained, though every sound was gone. Outside, the city hurried toward another busy day, while inside something beautiful still quietly remained. Not fame, not fortune, not applause, not anything grand, only simple human moments held by gentle hands. Maybe that's what people seek when they open a cafe door. Not coffee by itself, but something more. A place to leave their burdens for an hour or two, a place where they can disappear and somehow become new. The sunlight reached the yellow lamp and slowly met its glow, like yesterday and tomorrow, sharing one last hello. The owner smiled softly, then finally switched it off, but the warmth it left behind refused to disappear. Beneath the yellow lamp, every goodbye became a song, Every stranger left a trace that quietly lived on beneath the yellow lamp, where forgotten dreams were found. The night may now be over, but its heart is still around. Beneath the yellow lamp, the story reaches its end. Yet somewhere another dreamer is opening the door again. Beneath the yellow lamp, when evening comes once more, the music will be waiting just as it was before. The rain arrived without a sound upon the narrow lane, not the bright Ginza Avenue, but streets that hide from fame. A bicycle leaned quietly against a shuttered store. The owner of a noodle shop had locked his wooden door. The neon signs were softer here, their colors washed and thin, like memories still glowing long after they have been. A distant train rolled somewhere beyond the sleeping town, while drops of rain kept writing songs upon the pavement ground. Rain on the Ginza side street, falling through the midnight air, turning every light to gold and every shadow rare. Rain on the Ginza side street, where forgotten dreamers roam, somewhere between yesterday and the place we call home. A young woman crossed slowly beneath a navy umbrella. Her footsteps met the rhythm of the rain's quiet orchestra. A taxi passed like moonlight, then vanished down the road, leaving only ripples where reflections gently flowed. The little jazz cafe remained, its yellow window bright, a lighthouse for the lonely, sailing through the night. Inside, the final customers sat scattered and alone, yet somehow in that silence no one felt unknown. Rain on the Ginza side street, falling through the midnight air, turning every light to gold and every shadow rare. Rain on the Ginza side street, where forgotten dreamers roam, somewhere between yesterday and the place we call home. The pianist touched the keys as softly as a prayer. Each note became a raindrop floating through the air. The saxophone answered with a voice worn smooth by time, like an old friend telling stories without needing The owner changed the record and smiled toward the room, knowing some nights become memories before they even bloom. Outside the rain continued without hurry, without end, as if the city itself needed time to mend. The traveler near the doorway held a photograph, looking at a younger face and quietly trying not to laugh. The years had traveled faster than anyone had planned, yet the rain still sounded just the same upon the window pane. Maybe every city hides 1,000 secret lives behind the famous avenues where ordinary magic survives. Maybe every rainy night holds a story never told, living in the side streets where the lights turn soft and gold. Rain on the Ginza side street while the hours drift away. The coffee slowly cools, but the music wants to stay. Rain on the Ginza side street beneath a fading sky, a beautiful reminder that nothing truly says goodbye. Rain on the Ginza side street as the first hint of dawn appears. The rain becomes a melody that lingers through the years. Rain on the Ginza side street long after the clouds are gone. The memory keeps falling softly inside the heart alone. The rain arrived before you, softly on the avenue. I watched the evening settle down and waited there for you. The record on the turntable played something old and slow, a melody from years ago that only dreamers know. The owner lit the corner lamp beside the window view, and somehow all the empty seats led me back to you. At a quiet table for two, where words were never overdue. We never needed much to say. The silence carried us away. At a quiet table for two, beneath the amber evening hue, the city rushed outside the glass, while time forgot to pass. You smiled above your coffee cup, the way you always did, like someone keeping little worlds carefully hidden. The rain drew silver patterns along the window frame, and though the years had changed so much, your smile remained the same. A businessman left hurriedly, the last train crossed the town. Yet in that little jazz cafe, the night kept slowing down. The piano softly wandered through chords of blue and gold, like telling us a story that never could grow old. At a quiet table for two, where words were never overdue, we never needed much to say. The silence carried us away. At a quiet table for two, beneath the amber evening hue, the city rushed outside the glass, while time forgot to pass. You asked me how I'd been these days. I laughed and looked away, because some answers take a song and not a phrase to say. The record kept on spinning, the saxophone breathed low, as midnight settled gently upon the streets below. Outside, the neon shimmered on puddles left by rain. Inside, the room felt sheltered from every loss and pain. And for a fleeting moment, the years dissolved from view, leaving only music and a quiet table for two. Maybe growing older isn't something we should fear. Maybe it's just learning which voices still stay near. Maybe all the roads we take and every dream we chase lead us back to certain hearts and certain little places. The lights grew even softer as the closing hour came. The owner changed the record, and the room was not the same. The melody felt warmer, the night became more blue, and every note seemed written for this table meant for two. At a quiet table for two, where yesterday still lingers through. The coffee cooled, the rain moved on, yet neither of us knew. At a quiet table for two, where lonely hearts become renewed, the city slept beyond the door while we asked nothing more. At a quiet table for two, the final record played, and in the gentle fading song, another memory was made. At a quiet table for two, beneath the dawn's first light, we left without a long goodbye and carried home the night. door rang softly one last time. A few empty cups remained like memories left behind. The clock above the counter moved slower than before, as if it knew this little room would soon close its door. Outside, the city breathed through neon-colored rain. A taxi crossed the avenue and vanished once again. You sat beside the window, watching shadows pass. The yellow streetlight painted little rivers on the glass. Goodbye until tomorrow, if tomorrow comes again. Leave your worries on the table with the coffee and the rain. Goodbye until tomorrow, let the record slowly play. Some stories never finish, they just fade away. The owner wiped the counter without a single word. Only the quiet piano seemed to want to be heard. An old vinyl was spinning, a song from long ago. The melody remembered things nobody could know. A traveler in the corner held a ticket in his hand. Maybe he was leaving, maybe he would stay again. The smoke above the ceiling drifted slowly through the light, like forgotten conversations floating through the night. Goodbye until tomorrow, if tomorrow comes again. Leave your worries on the table with the coffee and the rain. Goodbye until tomorrow, let the record slowly play. Some stories never finish, they just fade away. The last train crossed Ginza beneath the midnight sky. A lonely saxophone answered with a soft and gentle cry. The city kept on turning while this small cafe stood still, holding fragile little moments that no photograph could fill. And somewhere in the silence between the dark and dawn, we found a kind of comfort before the night was gone. Maybe we are all travelers looking for a place to rest. A yellow lamp, a wooden chair, a song we love the best. Maybe we are all waiting for a brighter day to start. Until then, this little jazz cafe will keep our tired hearts. Goodbye until tomorrow, when the streetlights shine once more. The piano will remember every face that crossed the door. Goodbye until tomorrow, if tomorrow comes our way. be waiting where the lonely dreamers stay. Goodbye until tomorrow. The night is almost through. The record keeps on turning, and I'll save this seat for you. Goodbye until tomorrow. Beneath the morning blue, the city will awaken, but tonight belonged to you. The hands upon the wall clock were nearing 1:30. The city outside softened as another day was done. A lonely rain was falling along the empty street, reflecting faded neon beneath tired passing feet. Inside the little jazz cafe, the final guests remained, wrapped inside the quiet that only midnight can explain. The owner wiped the counter with a slow and patient grace, like someone who had memorized every regular face. Cigarette smoke at closing time, drifting through the amber light, like old memories refusing to surrender to the night. Cigarette smoke at closing time, floating where the music stays, carrying forgotten stories through the shadows and the haze. A businessman sat silently, his tie slightly undone. Perhaps he lost something today, perhaps he simply won. A traveler near the doorway held a suitcase by his side, watching rain draw silver lines where lonely reflections hide. The piano spoke in whispers through a melody so small, yet somehow it felt larger than the city after all. Each note became a photograph, each chord a faded scene of people who once gathered here, and all the lives between. Cigarette smoke at closing time, drifting through the amber light, like old memories refusing to surrender to the night. Cigarette smoke at closing time, floating where the music stays, carrying forgotten stories through the shadows and the haze. The last record kept turning, though no one said a word. The room was full of silence and everything unheard. Outside, the final train crossed beneath the distant sky, its windows full of strangers, its destination passing by. A woman in a beige coat finished the last of her coffee, then smiled toward the empty room as if greeting a memory. The owner gently nodded and placed her cup away. Some people leave a cafe, yet somehow always stay. Maybe smoke is just a memory, learning how to fly. Maybe every fading song is a softer goodbye. Maybe all the hearts we lose remain somewhere nearby, living in the spaces where the old melodies lie. Cigarette smoke at closing time beneath the yellow glow. The night becomes a photograph of places we once know. Cigarette smoke at closing time, while the final notes descend. Every ending in this cafe feels like meeting an old friend. Cigarette smoke at closing time. The door is almost closed, yet somewhere in the darkness another story waits untold. Cigarette smoke at closing time, until tomorrow starts again. The record keeps on spinning for the lonely and the brave.